Hello! I would like to welcome you to the Laramy-K Optician Works Training Center. We recently had a conference call with Santinelli, where they shared with us that they have a new division, SIOS or SIOS, Santinelli International Optical Supply. They agreed to send me one of their new Craftsman kits to take a look at. They claim that it is a new systems approach to organizing your tools and supplies. Let's open it up and see what's inside. All right, my box is here. It looks like it's been kicked down a flight of stairs. I have a little inside information here. This one did not come direct from the factory. This has been through a couple of trade shows, so it's kind of been in the trenches a little bit. But let's find out if everything's all right inside. I kind of have a hunch that it is. Let's get this opened up. Let's see what we got here. We got what I'm assuming are some tool holders. 4, 5. It's like 5 of those so far. Got some trays. Got some boxes. It says screwdrivers for the Craftsman kit. All right. Nut drivers for the Craftsman kit. Those aside. A couple more tool holders. Might run out of room. An assembled cube here. I'm guessing this is a one that's been broken down. This one's fully assembled. And you can see it says a lab modular system. It says easy navigation concept. And we'll find out if that's true. And that would be 4 cubes. Guess we'll be digging into this and finding out what's in there. And then I have got a gigantic bag of tools, pliers mostly it looks like, lots and lots of pliers. And then another bag of even more pliers. All right, that's what's in the box. Let me kind of move things around a little bit, and then we'll start digging into these just a little bit more and take a little bit closer look at what's inside each one. First, what we're going to do is look at the supply cubes. And the colors that you see, the red, blue, green, and the orange, are far more than just making something look beautiful. Each color is specific to the kind of repair that you might face. And I'm going to just read from the catalog because that just works a little bit easier. It says that blue is for metal and acetate frames. It'll contain hinges and screws, silicone pads, pliers, and tools. Kind of your more generic day-to-day stuff. Green, I haven't built this cube yet. I'm going to do that next and show you how we do that. If we follow our green across, it says this is all for rimless frames or 3-piece mounts. Screws, nuts, washers, and bushings, temple tips for stainless steel and titanium frames, nut drivers, which I'll show you that kit, and pliers. Now, all of your tools that I'm going to show you in the next section, those are all color-coded as well. So this works so good as a training tool and, to just simplify your workflow. Red. This contains parts and tools for spring hinges, spring hinge screws, spring hinge assembly parts, pliers and screwdrivers, and it also has a special tool for working with spring hinges that have come apart. Last, we have orange. Here's our orange. This is specialty parts and tools, parts to be soldered, special screws, nose pads in titanium, polycarbonate, and glass, nose pads in prima donna, and silicone temple ends, and of course pliers that match that stuff. All right, let me throw this cube together and then I'll go through each tray individually and talk a little bit more about how these little containers are actually quite special. So I've got my cube hole assembled here. Let's take a look at what's inside. I'm not going to dig into every single individual package in here. Then this is my rimless set. I've got some really nice thin temple ends, and these are silicone. Everything's clearly marked on each package with the matching color, the size, the part number, and I think you can look inside there. There's actually a little tear off that you can do, this 666 down here, to reorder stuff. So quite a nice setup. I have got nuts, screws, plastic bushings, and I was told that these are kind of special. Let's show you why. Let's see. That these are actually designed, see the little cutout here where it comes out like a little spout? Well, that makes getting one little piece out of these trays a whole lot easier. These are also color-coded in a secondary way. Your coloring here tells you what the material is of the thing inside. This could be nickel silver, and for instance here it says it's plastic, so you get a whole lot of information on the containers as well. We've got all kinds of nose pads, PVC, lots more rimless, got bushings. Oh my goodness, I've actually got rimless bridges, and then a whole lot more rimless material, nuts, bolts, bushings, more bushings. All right. Let's see what our orange one holds. Orange indicates specialty parts and pieces. And boy, those are pretty special, all right. These are the ear, temple end ear retention devices. Haven't seen those in a while. I think Charmant used to have a line of those. We've got special silicone pads, polycarbonate pads. Looks like I've got some, figure 8 liner. I've got specialty screws. These are stainless steel. The red indicates that they're stainless steel. Special self-locking, more of your traditional tap and snap styles. There's orange. I'm going to save red. Let's take blue, which is kind of our generic. This is probably the kit you'd go to most often on day-to-day generic stuff, your basic frames, plastics, and metals. And I have got all kinds of silicone screw-on nose pads, 9mm, 10, 13, 15, 17, 19. Beautiful. Of course, the same in push-on. Oh my goodness, every possible screw. And these are all in stainless steel. Nice stuff. And last but certainly not least, let's take a peek at what's in our red box. And this is the system that's designed for spring hinges. And we've got all kinds of, beautiful thread seeker pointed screws that make that job a whole lot easier. And those are all in stainless steel. I've got pad screws, more self-guiding screws. And I've got this tool which is designed for working with spring hinges that have come apart, and I will show you how to use that probably in a completely separate video in a completely separate day. Those are our boxes. Let's dig into some of our tools and see what we got there. Let's take a peek at our screwdrivers. And set that off to the side there. Got a nice holder. Funny, it looks like it's an aluminum block, but it's actually kind of like spongy silicone. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 optional blades on the back. And of course, I have no idea how they hold up, but they look like they're a really nice quality steel. And this is another blade set. Don't need to go through that. I don't think I'll unwrap every single one of these for you, but a tool. Very nice looking. Blue matches the blue tray, the more generic stuff that you're going to do every day, hence normal everyday screwdriver. Then you have your orange series, and that's Phillips. And these are graduated in size, so I guess I'd have to get all these unwrapped and then put them in the correct order, blue and orange. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Let's see, we've got a 1, a 1-4, a 1-8, a 2-0, a 2-3. Those are all in flat, and that's clearly indicated on the head which style you're actually looking at. And your Phillips head or your stars come in a 1-5, a 2, and a 2.5. That's also indicated on the top. One very nice kit. Let's see what's in the nut driver's kit. The nut driver's kit. Yep, there, that's another set of, they give you this spare rack of 11 plus an additional set on top of that. But with tools like this, I'm sure you'll be taking very, very good care of them and probably will hardly ever need to do that. Same kind of setup. Let me get these unwrapped for you. All right, now we're to that last one. Let's get that in there. And we've got hexes. We've got prongs. We've got the fork. All right, so we've got, let's see if I can get these in some kind of order. Our nut driver kit for our rimless green tray. This is a great time to introduce you to two other specialty tools that come with this kit, but in order to do that, I need you to come in a whole lot closer. The first of these tools is called the clavellus. And in case you thought I was making that word up, well, there it is for you. And basically a clavellus is a tool designed to press things out. So you can peen, you can push screws out. This one's already preloaded. Let's see what else we've got in our kit here. We've got Allen to swap things out. We've got some collets, and let's say I needed to press a broken eye wire screw out. You could set that, bring that down, and press it out. It's got a couple optional tool spots for you for other fittings. And that is the clavellus. Very nice action, nice tool. The other very special tool that comes with this kit is what's called a second hand or a helping hand. It's designed to be mounted permanently on a bench, and it's for working with fully rimless or three-piece mounts that are assembled with the old-fashioned nut and bolt washer system. And as you might know, they're kind of hard to work with. I don't have any of those around, so I'm just going to use this as an example. Let's say you had a small hex. You could load that in there, and you have your hex on this side. And if you needed to, this would hold the nut on that side while you worked with your tool on this side. So super handy little item to have when you're working on old style three-piece mounts. All right, I would call this my mystery bag. I really do not know what is in here. And I have glanced through the catalog a couple of times, so once I open this stuff up, I think I'll have a little bit better idea of what we're looking at. And we'll start with this. This is a really nice, this is a silicone pad, kind of a really firm silicone. And you can see how it's angled there. It's designed to go on the edge of your bench so that when you're working on something, a frame for instance, you got a little support place. It's not going to move around on you, and you got a nice level surface to work on. I believe my t-shirt buddy here kind of goes with this. I can place that there, and any parts or pieces that I'm working on that I'm taking off of this frame, I can set in here. And the beauty of this is, of course, I can even like knock it, hit it, tap it, and I'm not going to have that screw end up on the floor, on the carpet, and never see it again as long as I live. So a couple of nice tools. There's some other aids here. I've never used this, but I understand it's called the fish. And the fish is for folks when you're changing nose pads. Hang on a second, I need to find myself a frame here. And that way I get to put my glasses back on too. And let's say I wanted to change this nose pad. I could stretch Mr. Fish over his gills, and that isolates the nose pad real nice. Really nifty little tool there. There's a similar one to that. For some reason it's called the Ghost. Not sure why. And I think that's designed to do much the same sort of thing. Oh, now I get the Ghost. See, like Casper. Cute. And that, I think we can do things like that with, oh yeah, I mean, you've all had the job from hell where it's gotten scratched like 3 or 4 times and the customers call in every day screaming. You want to make sure when you're finally putting the thing together for that last time that you don't mess up or scratch anything. It's a nice protective shield, silicone, absolutely. And then I think, I'm not really exactly sure what this is called, the scoop. I think it has something to do with rimless. I think you can protect the surface around the hole when you're working on rimless, but when we get to actually doing rimless repair stuff, I'll make sure I break this back out for you and make sure we go over it in detail. And this works in conjunction with this. This allows you to have a little pedestal, kind of a silicone anvil, if you will, to place a frame. That is a really nice, firm way to work on something. I like this. I'm going to be using this. And last but not least, it's a leather tool, calibration device that lets you measure holes. 1.1, 1.6, 2.0, 0.8, 0.9, 2. So it's a graduated, I guess it's probably not the right term, I'm going to call it a pin gauge, and it lets you measure the holes on, of course, rimless, make sure you've got the right sizing and that kind of stuff. So quite the complete kit. It's tool time. Let's get this stuff out of the way and start digging into the tools. I think I'm gonna need these. Set that there. I already see something going on here. Looks like that's supposed to meet with that. Guys, play nice. Look at that. Wow. These are the same material as those frame aids. Really soft silicone blocks. Very nice. Looks like we got a lot of tools to unpack. If these racks are any indication. Let's grab this bag. Wow, they must be made well. Let's dump this bag out here. Very nice. Let's see what we got. All right, we've got a green tool. Green. So this would be done with rimless. I would call this a soft jaw, round jaw plier. Pre-sprung. No visible spring of any kind. Nice, soft, cushioned grip. Feels good, looks good. It has its name and its part number as well. Scroll onto the side, or probably a laser etched into the side. And it can go on the rack. Let's see, we got green, black. We found another one. Let's take a look at this. Oh, got a nice side cutting plier. Again, internal spring, feels good, looks good. I won't tell you that it is good until I cut a bunch of really tough screws with it. I'll get back to you. Green, gray. Whoa, we got some grays here. Oh, I know what these are. Gray is our axis aligning pliers. And that is a beautiful set of axis aligning pliers. Gray, green, gray, red, one red. Wow, and you guys already know what these are because you've seen these in previous videos. De-blocking pliers. Those there. All right, I'm gonna finish unwrapping these. Obviously you don't wanna stand there or sit there and watch me do all of that. Let me get those and then we're gonna go through the other set of tools that I have, and I think Christmas will be over. All right, hopefully I saved you a little bit of time there and watch me unwrap 32 tools. Here's our last one. And I just have to say it is a beautiful set of tools. They feel good. All the nylon pieces are replaceable in case they get marred over time. I did not mention the colors we had not talked about. Grays are for specialty adjustments, axis aligning, eye wire reshaping, and your soft jaw. Blacks are cutters, and of course our red is our finishing block removal tool. Now, when I was finishing this up, I happened to notice that each and every single package that I got has a QR code on it. And I'm like really old and I've never done this. So let's find out what happens when we do that. And I was told I have to do my camera and hold it. And then it says open Centro Style in Safari. And look at that, that's where it takes us.
Centro Style introduces the ideal multi-purpose adjusting plier for metal frames. This plier with flat snipes allows adjustment to both titanium and steel pad arms.
And it's a nice little overview of how that tool works. Pretty great stuff. All right, well, I am really glad that Santinelli chose me to send this to. Thank you. And as we keep going along and I really need to use this stuff and as I have time, we'll just keep digging into them more and more. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you found this stuff helpful, then by all means, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that every uncut lens in your life comes from Laramy-K. I'll see you again next week.